Even in a spotless and sterile setting, there are likely to be a few germs. These microscopic living things, such as bacteria and viruses, get onto our skin and into the food we eat, the drinks we consume, and the air we breathe. They may also get into our body through a cut or wound. You wouldn't even know it was there if not for the bleeding and red lump that appears, accompanied by tingling pain. It's horrible, but that bump is an important signal that you're protected by your immune system. The immune system is a complex network of cells, tissues, and organs that work together to organize the body's defenses against health threats. Without it, bacteria, viruses, toxins, parasites, and other pathogens may invade our bodies, making anything as small as a paper cut or a seasonal cold fatal. When we float across a sea of pathogen, it is our immune system that keeps us safe.
A pathogen is a disease-causing organism. Microbes are found in abundance in your body. They can be present in both humans and animals. However, these microbes only cause a problem if your immune system is weakened or if they manage to enter a normally sterile part of your body. There are main parts of the immune system, namely white blood cells, antibodies, the complement system, the lymphatic system, the spleen, thymus, and the bone marrow. White blood cells, also called leukocytes, are the cells of the immune system that are involved in protecting the body against both infectious disease and foreign invaders. All white blood cells are produced and derived from multipotent cells in the bone marrow, known as hematopoietic stem cells.
Per microliter of blood contains between 4,000 and 11,000 cells. Leukocytes functions like the security agents, continuously scanning the blood, tissues, and organs for suspicious signs as they pass about. They know germs and other invading substances because the invaders have antigens on their surface, which are alien or non-self substances. As soon as the leukocytes become aware of them, the body's defensive immune response takes just minutes to activate.
An antibody, also known as an immunoglobulin, is a large, Y-shaped protein used by the immune system to identify and neutralize foreign objects such as pathogenic bacteria and viruses. The antibody recognizes a unique molecule of the pathogen called an antigen. The complement system, also known as complement cascade, is a part of the immune system that enhances the ability of antibodies and phagocytic cells to clear microbes and damaged cells from an organism, promote inflammation, and attack the pathogen cell membrane. The lymphatic system is a network of tissues and organs that help rid the body of toxins, waste, and other unwanted materials. The primary function of the lymphatic system is to transport lymph, a fluid containing infection-fighting white blood cells, throughout the body.
The spleen sit in the upper left of your abdomen. It is located behind your ribs, under your diaphragm, and above and behind your stomach. The fist-shaped oblong organ is purple and it weighed about 6 ounces in healthy individuals. It can become significantly larger when the person is sick or injured. Your spleen is involved in your body's immune response and in recycling old blood cells. The thymus is visualized primarily lymphoid organ of your immune system within the thymus. Thymus cells, lymphocytes, or T cells mature. T cells are critical to the adaptive immune system where the body adapts specifically to the foreign invaders. Bone marrow is a spongy tissue inside some of your bones, such as your hip, thighs, thigh bones. It contains stem cells. The stem cells can develop into red blood cells that carry oxygen through your body, the white blood cells that fight infections, and the platelets that help with blood clotting.
Threats to our bodies are many, so the immune response has to be equally adaptable. That means relying on many types of leukocytes to tackle threats in different ways. We classify white blood cells or leukocytes in two main cellular groups, namely phagocyte and lymphocyte, which team up in order to beat the pathogens. There are several types of phagocytes, including neutrophils. These are the most common type of phagocyte and tend to attack bacteria. Monocytes. These are the largest type and have several roles. Macrophages. These patrol for pathogens and also remove dead and dying cells. Mast cells. They have many jobs, including helping to heal wounds and defend against pathogens. First, phagocytes trigger the immune response by sending macrophages and dendritic cells into the blood. As they circulate, they destroy any foreign cells they encounter simply by consuming them. That allows phagocytes to identify the antigen on the invaders they just got ingested and transmit this information to the second major cell group for the next attack, the lymphocytes.
Lymphocytes help the body to remember the previous invaders and recognize them if they came back to attack again. Lymphocytes begins their life in bone marrow. Some stay in the marrow and develop into B lymphocytes or B cells. Other head to the thymus and became T lymphocytes or T cells. These two types of cells have different roles. B lymphocytes, they produce antibodies and help alert the T lymphocytes. The T lymphocytes, they destroy compromised cells in the body and helps to alert other leukocytes. Antibodies work by attaching to antigens like keys fitting into locks to destroy the germs. B lymphocytes can produce millions of these, which then circulate through the body and attack invaders until the worst of the threat is neutralized.
There are three types of immunity in humans called innate, adaptive, and passive. Innate immunity, we are all born with some level of immunity to invaders. Human immune systems, similarly to those of many animals, will attack foreign invaders from day one. This innate immunity includes the external barriers of our body, the first line of defense against pathogens, such as the skin and mucous membranes of the throat and gut. This response is more general and non-specific. If the pathogen manages to dodge the innate immune system, adaptive or acquired immunity kicks in. Adaptive immunity. This protects from pathogens developed as we go through life. As we are exposed to diseases or get vaccinated, we build up a library of antibodies to different pathogens. This is sometimes referred to as immunological memory because our immune system remembers previous enemies.
Passive immunity. This type of immunity is borrowed from another source, but it does not last indefinitely. For instance, a baby receives antibodies from the mother through the placenta before birth and in breast milk following birth. This passive immunity protects the baby from some infections during the early years of their life. There is also called immunization. Immunization introduces antigens or weakened pathogens to a person in such a way that the individual does not become sick but still produces antibodies. Because the body saves copies of the antibodies, it is protected if the threat should reappear later in life.
They are also called autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease causes the immune system to mistakenly target the body's own perfectly healthy cells. Nobody knows that causes them, but they sabotage the immune system to various degrees and are linked to diseases such as arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and lupus. These are the following common diseases. Type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, known as juvenile diabetes or insulin-dependent diabetes, is a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin. Insulin is a hormone needed to allow sugar or glucose to enter cells to produce energy. And what foods should be avoided if you have type 1 diabetes? First, sodas, or both diet and regular. Second, processed refined sugars, white bread, pastries, chips, cookies, and pastas. Third, trans fats, anything with the word hydrogenated on the label. And lastly, high-fat animal products.
Rheumatoid arthritis or RA. Rheumatoid arthritis is an immune disease that can cause joint pain and damage throughout your body. The joint damage that our RA causes usually happens on both sides of your body. So if a joint is affected in one of your arms or legs, the same joint in the other arm of your leg will probably be affected too. Preventing rheumatoid arthritis. First, stop smoking, and 2, lose weight, and third is limit exposure to the pollutants, and lastly, get help early. Lupus. Lupus is a disease that occurs when your body's immune system attacks on your own tissues and organs. organs. Inflammation caused by lupus can affect many different body systems, including your joints, skin, kidney, blood cells, brains, heart, and lungs. Preventing lupus. First, limit your time in direct sunlight if sun exposure causes rashes. 2. Try to avoid medication if feasible that makes you even more sensitive to the sun. Third, develop stress management techniques. 4. Stay away from the people who are sick with colds and other infections. And lastly, get enough sleep.